Hello, great people. If you dey concerned about insecurity for Naija, if you dey concerned about how these bandits dey cause katakata, dey cause magomago all over the place, if you dey concerned how bandits no fit let Nigerians sleep, enjoy their sleep, drink water, drop cup, if you dey concerned about how these bandits come become lord unto themselves and on the Nigerian government and Nigerian people, I get one important information for you, which is very explosive, and I will be reading a report for you as reviewed by Major General Ali-Keffi. Look at this. How Buhari presidency stopped decisive military offensive against bandits just before major gains. Reviewed by Major General Ali-Keffi. Who is Major General Ali-Keffi? If they just hear that name for the first time, it means say you know they current too, because Ali-Keffi have been revealing a lot of information as regards the atrocities that were allegedly perpetrated during the time of the immediate past president Muhammadu Buhari. And I can tell you that this that I want to read for you is very explosive, because it would reveal to you the complicity of the Buhari government in the operations of the bandits, and how the lackadaisical nature of Muhammadu Buhari made bandits to gain a life of their own and become a lord unto themselves, the Nigerian government and the Nigerian people. And I can tell you what to expect in this particular report that I want to read to you, because I will read everything to you. This report will show you how Buhari was indicted. You know, it is an indictment of Muhammadu Buhari, his action and inaction. How did he aid banditry in Nigeria? How did Buhari stop a crucial military operation that was to flush out these bandits? I will expose them to you as reviewed by retired Major General Ali-Keffi. It will also expose to you the complicity of Buratai, the then Chief of Army Staff. I will reveal it to you. Then it would also expose to you how the United States government saved retired Major General Ali-Keffi himself when they won't buy him. The retired Major General said the Nigerian authorities, they won't buy him. Now the US come to his rescue. You will get to know it. Also, I will tell you about the government officials that are into illegal mining and how this is affecting insecurity. Everything. Now in this report where I want read to you, now there it is. Now as I want read this report to you, I got to tell you, say, please, my dear people, if you dey watch me, if you never subscribe to this channel, you dey miss o, because now this channel now you go hear ogbonge tori where we say you sometimes you fit no hear them for all these big media platforms, because there seem to be a complicity of the Nigerian media. Because this kind of report, names were mentioned. Why is the Nigerian media not shining their light on it? Why are they not probing further? Why are they not investigating investigating the people mentioned? Why are they not questioning retired Major General Ali-Keffi? Everybody just silent, turn their face like fan. But then we will not keep quiet, because the security of Nigeria is as important to me, and I believe it's as important to me as it is important to you. So if you are watching me, subscribe and make sure say you share this video. Now let's go into this crucial report. It says, I start the reading now. Retired Major General Danjuma Ali-Keffi has revealed how a directive from the Muhammadu Buhari presidency in 2021 abruptly altered a major military offensive against bandits across the northwest and north central regions at a time when troops were on the verge of achieving decisive victories. Now listen to this, my dear people. Please, anything you are doing right now, I need your attention. I need you to listen attentively, because this particular article will reveal the atrocities in high places. And shout out to Major General Ali-Keffi for his boldness, for his courage to speak out. Let's continue the reading. The former general officer commanding GOC 1 Division and the head of the Covert Operation Service Wide OSW, that is Ali-Keffi, is a former general officer commanding 1 Division, and he was the head of the covert operation, the secret operation against insecurity in Nigeria called Operation Service Wide OSW. Now, Ali-Keffi made the disclosure in a detailed account of internal power struggles, alleged sabotage, and policy decisions which, according to him, undermined the fight against terrorism and banditry under the previous administration. Ali-Keffi alleged that his troubles began shortly after his appointment as commander of the OSW a special interagency operation focused on terrorism financing and high-level intelligence. He said his appointment was based on the recommendation of the heads of Nigerian intelligence agencies. The process reportedly angered the then Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai. Now, this is a quote. I'm reading a quote for you now. Furthermore, General Tukur, this is a quote from retired Major General Ali-Keffi. Now, he won't expose the former Chief of Army Staff, Tukur Buratai. Furthermore, in quote, General Tukur Buratai was unhappy with my appointment as the Commander OSW right from the start. I was recommended by the Director General of the Department of State Services, DGDSS, the Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, DGNIA, the Chief of Defense Intelligence, CDI, and the Director of the National Financial Intelligence Unit Director, NFIU, based on my experience and performance. It shows say Ali-Keffi, the retired Major General, now person will be say he don't serve and he don't perform well. So all these top security agencies, they know him say this thing. Now Ali-Keffi go fit handle am because he gets the experience to handle am. Now they recommend am give Muhammadu Buhari. Muhammadu Buhari appoint Ali-Keffi. Now him Buratai brain spark fire. Say no, Ali-Keffi no go be the head of the OSW, the covert operation against insecurity. Why? You will get to know in a moment. Now let's continue the reading. That it is in this reading that you will get to know the shocking revelations. I continue. So, General Buratai, who was the COAS, that's Chief of Army Staff, at the time, did not have any input in my recommendation, and he did not hide his annoyance with my appointment. He recounted a tense late night, that's Ali-Keffi, recounted a tense late night meeting at Buratai's flag house residence in November 2020, shortly after his appointment was announced at a National Security Council meeting. That is the announcement of Ali-Keffi as the head of OSW. During the encounter, Buratai reportedly questioned his suitability for the role, argued that the assignment should have gone to Army headquarters, and instructed him to hand over all intelligence gathered by the agencies so the Army could execute the task within 48 hours without the OSW. Do you understand what I just read? Buratai is trying to upturn the decision of the president and commander-in-chief at the time, who happens to be Muhammadu Buhari. Muhammadu Buhari don't take decision. They don't recommend Major General Ali-Keffi to Muhammadu Buhari. Muhammadu Buhari don't appoint him. Buratai, they talk, say no. That is what I just read to you. Yeah. Despite the fact that the retired Major General Ali-Keffi himself is of military background. Let us consider that. If Ali-Keffi is from the police or the DSS or the civil defense, you go think, say, okay, because say he's not part of the army family. That's why the chief of army staff at that time was against him. But this man, retired Major General Ali-Keffi, is part of the military family. He rose to the general rank, a major general. In fact, a major general is superior to a brigadier general. And somebody like that, you are saying that he is incompetent. That is how much power. That's how much power Buratai held as the chief of army staff. Let's continue. There's a lot of secret to expose to you. The meeting ended abruptly, and he was dismissed from the residence. Now, this is a quote now from Ali-Keffi. He went further. Ali-Keffi saying Buratai went further to say that it was wrong of the president. Imagine a chief of army staff saying the president is wrong of the president to have given me the appointment. He continued that the task should have been given to the army headquarters. He then directed that a laptop will be given to me and I should download the entire information given to me by the intelligence agencies, he said. He then said, that's Buratai then said that the Nigerian army would carry out the task within 48 hours without the OSW. What is the task? The task of the bandits, the task of, taming insecurity in Nigeria. There was an operation at that point in time. Without the OSW, he then dismissed me and I left the flag house. Ali-Keffi said the atmosphere suggested the conversation was being recorded. That night, he said he told the presidential liaison that he wished to be relieved of the assignment. That is, Ali-Keffi told the presidential people, the people in the presidency, that I know, if I say I don't want this job again, no, I want to resign as the head of OSW, which is the covert operation against insecurity, terrorism, and banditry in Nigeria. That night, he said he told the presidential liaison that he wished to be relieved of the assignment. But 2 days later, take note of this, 2 days later, Buratai, the chief of army staff, summoned him again. This is a quote now. The Buratai that I met was a completely different person, he said. He was full of praises for me and said that he would support the OSW with funds and logistics. Although the army chief later approved vehicles for OSW, he said he declined them. That is, Ali-Keffi declined the vehicles that Buratai donated to the operation because he suspected they might be compromised. Now, this is a quote now. Listen to this attentively. I declined to accept the vehicles as I suspected that they would either have trackers mounted on them or booby trapped, he said. I think some of the people that write this news article, they need to, check the way they write some of these things. Now, alleged assassination plot and US intervention. Now, let us go to another realm. Alleged assassination plot, that is another subheading. Alleged assassination plot and US intervention. I told you in my introduction that I will reveal to you how the United States saved Ali-Keffi when the Buhari government went after him. Listen to this, my dear people. If you are watching me, you are yet to subscribe to this channel. Subscribe. Oh. You see the kind Tori where the brain can't give you now. Subscribe. Turn on your notification button so that as I drop the Tori, you go to land for your hand real time. Ali-Keffi further claimed, now this is the revelation as regards the alleged assassination plot and US intervention. Ali-Keffi further claimed the previous administration attempted to frame him for treason after his arrest and detention. Now this is a quote from Ali-Keffi. Upon my arrest and detention, the OSW got credible intelligence report that the previous administration wanted to frame me up on trump-up charges of treason and execute me either through lethal injection or poisoning. He said OSW alerted a Western ally, prompting diplomatic intervention. Say the United States, they did against anything terrorism. So it means that during the time of Ali-Keffi's reign as the head of OSW, he was cooperating with the United States and he has built a solid relationship with the United States. So when the Nigerian government, people in government under Muhammadu Buhari was trying to fight the man, he ran to seek help from his allies in the United States. And guess what? They came to his rescue. Let me read it to you. He said, OSW alerted a Western ally, promptly diplomatic intervention. The U.S. government then dispatched Anthony Blinken, then U.S. Secretary of State to Nigeria, 2 weeks into my detention, to warn them. Listen to this. To warn them. Again, to warn the Buhari government not to arm Ali-Keffi. Illegal mining, banditry, and alleged government complicity. That is another subheading. Illegal mining, banditry, and alleged government complicity. The retired general further alleged that some top officials in Buhari government were involved in illegal mining networks linked to banditry, saying, additionally, the previous administration was complicit in the banditry and kidnappings taking place in the Northwest and North Central due to illegal mining. Now, I just read a quote from Ali-Keffi to you. Let me read it again. I usually notify you if I'm reading his direct quote so that you will put attention on it for emphasis. This is a quote from Ali-Keffi. Additionally, the previous administration, that's the Buhari government, was complicit in the banditry and kidnappings taking place in the northwest and north central due to illegal mining activities that some key officials of the administration were involved in collaboration with local and foreign private individuals. That is the revelation of Ali-Keffi. I read it slowly so that you will follow me as I read am. Do you understand? The people for Buhari government, they complicit in illegal mining, and some of them now then they hate the insecurity themselves. So you see, say people wey supposed to protect us, now then they supervise over the buying of our people. Which way, Naija? I look forward to reading from you in the comment section. What do you think about these explosive revelations as made by retired Major General Ali-Keffi, a Major General at that, giving us exclusive and explosive information? Now, listen to this. Major gains before the controversial July 2021 order. I'm going to the order that Ali-Keffi received that aided banditry in Nigeria. But let us talk about major gains before the controversial July 2021 order as revealed by Ali-Keffi himself. Ali-Keffi detailed sweeping operations. He led in Niger and Kaduna State between April and May 2021 before a presidential order derailed the process. You heard me right. Before a presidential order derailed the process. According to him, the 2021 order stopped everything. He explained that under his command and with support from the OSW 1 division, one division cleared major bandit strongholds across Niger State between April and May 2021, including Alawa Forest, rescuing more than 100 kidnapped victims. The division also dislodged gangs in Beningwari, the Kuyeno Axis, Fatika, Kidandan, and areas around the Kaduna International Airport, locations where many abducted victims from Kajuru, the Kaduna-Abuja Highway, and several parts of Niger State were routinely held. According to him, these gains allowed the Kaduna-Beningwari-Mokwa Highway to reopen, easing pressure on the Kaduna-Abuja route. He added that after stalling these areas, one division planned to support 8 divisions' operations across Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto, and Zamfara. The strategy developed early under the late Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atahiru, required one division to secure the rear, while Division 8 advanced to clear the Sangeko and Kuyambayan Forest and parts of Maru local government in Zamfara. The operation began in June-July 2021, shortly after Atahiru's death. However, he said the Buhari presidency later ordered a 2-week halt to all offensives after Fulani leaders promised to persuade bandit groups to disarm. Please, my dear people, this thing what I just read to you, do not pity the North, particularly their leaders. What a man sow, he shall reap. Do not pity the northern leaders. I will read this paragraph again, and I need you to listen attentively to how Muhammadu Buhari presidency and the northern leaders hated banditry, and now it has blew out of proportion. Let me read it again. However, he said the Buhari presidency later ordered a 2-week halt to all offensives after Fulani leaders, not after Hausa leaders. There are other ethnic groups in the north. Hausa is one of them. But in this instance, it is the Fulani leaders, the same Fulani youth that are involved in the banditry, the same Fulani youth that are giving Nigeria's problem now. Now the leaders talk, say, may they leave them. During the Buhari era, say they go talk to them. Now Buhari give the order, and the rest is history. Let me read it to you, my dear people. Again, that paragraph. However, he said the Buhari presidency later ordered a 2-week halt to all offensives after Fulani leaders promised to persuade bandit groups to disarm. No be me talk am o. Now retired Major General Ali-Keffi, the commander of one division, the former commander of one division, and the head of OSW, the military operation that was to covertly eradicate insecurity, banditry, and terrorism in Nigeria. Now, listen to this. Although he complied, that is, Ali-Keffi complied with the directive, communicating it to the GOC 8th Division, both commanders were removed before the 2-week window elapsed. They removed Ali-Keffi, the head of division, the GOC of one division. They removed the GOC of 8th Division as well. You see Fulani leaders, people where they perform, now orchestrate their removal. Now they cry. Me, I no pity them. If you like, pity them. But from what I'm reading, especially from somebody that is an insider, I will not pity these Fulani leaders. They brought this insecurity upon themselves. Now, Ali-Keffi said, this operation commenced in June-July 2021. Note that, this is a quote now, note that at this time, General Atairu had died and was replaced by General Farouk Yahya. However, in late July 2021, I received directives from the presidency to cease all offensives in the general area for a period of 2 weeks, as the Fulani leadership had gotten in touch with the government that they would prevail. The Fulani leadership had gotten in touch with the government. Listen to that they would prevail. This is a direct quote where they read to you, my dear people, that they would prevail on the various banditry groups which were of Fulani descent to disarm and stop their criminal activities, as innocent Fulanis were being caught up in the crossfire. My dear people, only God knows how many Fulani leaders now they try to influence Bola Ahmed Tinubu, say, no tackle these boys, no fight them, no go after them, we go talk to them, we know them. In fact, I suspect that is going on because the way they take, they release all these kidnapped school children, where we say all these bandits, nothing they happen to them. I suspect that something is going on. Now, let me read another quote from the retired Major General Ali-Keffi to you. God bless this general anywhere he is. Can you type in the comment section, if you watch this video to this level, help me type, God bless retired Major General Ali-Keffi. Help me type it in the comment section. Say a prayer for the retired Major General Ali-Keffi for this explosive revelation. And say a prayer for me too, because some of you are not seeing, now me they bring them to you. Now let me give you a quote from Ali-Keffi, and it's very explosive. I thought that the government was sincere and reluctantly, I reluctantly altered the offensive alongside 8th Division, apologies. Now, I continue with the quote. I communicated the then directive verbally to Major General Usman Yusuf, the GOC, that's General Officer Commanding 8th Division at the time. I had little choice, as failure to comply with the superior orders was a grave offense in the military. I continue the quote. However, before the expiration of the 2 weeks, both the GOC 8th Division and myself, GOC 1 Division, were removed. He said, that is Ali-Keffi, end of quote now. He said these gains were the foundation for a joint operation with 8th Division, known as Operation Forest Shield, designed to crush bandit groups in parts of Kaduna, Katsina, Sokoto, and Zamfara. Similarly, this is a quote now, and this is the end. Similarly, the bandits' operation in the North Central and Northwest zones were on the verge of capitulation in July/August 2021 until the administration gave them a reprieve or lifeline. That's the end of the report as reviewed by retired Major General Ali-Keffi. Now, let me end with this. that order from the Buhari presidency, influenced by the Fulani leaders, that reprieve, that that slow inaction, at that point in time, when the Nigerian army was at its peak, the peak of the operation, to finish the bandits once and for all, that order that came from the Buhari presidency is what Nigeria is suffering till today. And shame on those Fulani leaders. You guys said you will tame these guys. So how far now? Is it that you guys don't know them again? Sultan of Sokoto, where you dey? Shegumi, where you dey? So where are other Fulani leaders, traditional leaders, religious leaders, political leaders? Bello Matawale, where you dey? And now, Nigeria is battling with insecurity. And at the end of the day, let us look at it from another angle. Una wey be the Fulani, make una dey cope with una banditry. No export am to other region. Make una dey terrorize the, they deal with una self for Fulani territory. Abeg, no bring am to southwest, no bring am to southeast, no bring am to the Niger Delta, no bring am to other south states, no bring am come north central. Una wey fail una self, make una dey bear the pain. It's been an interesting time with you, and please, before I round up, say a word to Muhammadu Buhari. Drop a comment for Muhammadu Buhari. Drop a comment for Tukur Buratai, the Chief of Army Staff that served during the tenure of Muhammadu Buhari. I look forward to reading from you in the comment section. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politics with Joshua Plug, Dr. Omoshola. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.